going back to school. Someone's gonna have to watch me in the afternoon.
We're talking about my best sitter.
We got her from care.com.
At care.com, you can search for after-school help like babysitters, childcare centers, and tutors. Visit care.com today.
They ain't ready, bruh.
Tomorrow on ET, we're catching up with Sterling K. Brown. He is talking all about his post-This Is Us gig.
Yeah, plus the first-time mom-to-be Gina Rodriguez reveals her wild birth plan on ET.
Really graphic, sorry.
All right, before we go, yet another record-breaking weekend for Top Gun Maverick.
Doesn't stop.
Over and over and over again.
Happening now.
100 potential jurors being whittled down to 12 on the eve of the public corruption trial for former Constable Michelle Barrios Vela.
The San Antonio mother, allegedly neglected at the hands of her children, has died, according to Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Coming up, why Sheriff Salazar says the charges will not be upgraded.
And it sure is nice to see activity on the radar headed our way. I'll have the latest update on that and even more rain chances the rest of this week. The news at 5 starts right now. And it's nice to be starting off with rain. We've got some good news when it comes to some much needed soaking heavy rainfall. You can see some lightning and thunder associated with it on the big picture here. Not a whole lot of really wind activity with this, just lightning, thunder, and of course heavy rainfall stretching from the Rio Grande all the way eastward towards San Antonio. We're starting to see that development locally, and that's what I want to focus on right now. Uvalde, heavy rainfall, it's coming down. You'll pick up over an inch of rain in a quick period of time from that downpour. Locally, what we have is this outflow boundary that's pushing southward. It's out ahead of a cold front that's moving our way, and that outflow boundary is developing its own showers, which are then drifting eastward. Now, this is going to continue to push southward, and of course, over the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll see more development across the Alamo City as that boundary pushes to the south. But right now, most of the action locally over the past hour, you see, has just flared up northwestern Bexar County and moving toward the Bulverde area. We're going to take a closer look at this and track out some of these showers and storms coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Adam. Now, those storms approaching Uvalde as well, where it may be appropriate given the tenor of tonight's meeting there.
Yeah, months after the deadly May 24th shooting occurred and weeks before a new school year is set to start up, a special meeting is taking place behind closed doors.
This as the Uvalde CISD board is still talking about how it will deal with its leadership. Today, the board members will be consulting with their lawyer, first to discuss issues related to the grievance process. Then the board will hear from individual parents and community members about their grievances. These are listed as level 3 grievances in the district's posted procedures. So the board's going to consider the complaint, and then it may give notice of their decision in writing or orally.
Now, they have until the next scheduled board meeting to make their decision, and because it is a level 3 grievance, the board must take a vote. That meeting is scheduled for September 19th, which would be about 2 weeks after Uvalde CISD's first day of school.
So when the board comes out of its closed door session tonight, we'll know that will be considering those grievances. But there's also the possibility of action being taken against the superintendent of the school district. Coming up on the news at 6, we're going to talk about what we know about some of the filed grievances at this point.
Back here at home, she left office under a cloud of controversy, and now she'll have her day in court. Michelle Barrios Vela scheduled to go to trial for felony tampering with evidence starting tomorrow. The process of picking a jury continues at the Bexar County Justice Center. That's where we find our Dylan Collier this evening. Dylan, take us through the steps on what that's been like today.
Well, Tim, her tenure was intensely scrutinized long before she ever was indicted. A larger jury pool has been brought in, around 100 people. Attorneys for both sides have spent today trying to eliminate folks who may have a bias against either side. You have to remember her attorney is the former district attorney, Nico LaHood, so that's something else that factors in. Barrios Vela arrived at court this morning with her husband around 8:30. She did not have an entourage of supporters with her like we've seen at pretty much all of her hearings leading up to this point. The ex-Precinct 2 constable faces multiple public corruption charges covering her 33 months in office and will first go to trial on accusations of tampering with evidence, specifically that she concealed payment records for security provided at Rodriguez Park and that she knowingly made a false record of those logs. Her attorney, Nico LaHood, says it's go time.
She's been waiting for this day, and we're prepared. We trust in the process, and so when we present the evidence and we listen to the state's evidence and get our chance to cross-examine, we'll let the process play out.
Judge Velia Mesa says she wants the guilt and innocence phase of this trial to be over by September 1st, which gives the two sides a little over a week to present their cases. The witness list presented to potential jurors today is nearly 60 people long, so something to keep into consideration as we get into this trial, although attorneys for Barrios Vela said it's unlikely that all 58 of those people are called during this trial. Opening arguments are currently slated to begin at 10:30 tomorrow morning. We will be live streaming all of these proceedings. You can watch that live stream on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, or on the KSAT YouTube channel. Reporting live downtown, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Dylan. We will be watching. An update now on a severe case of elder neglect, with 3 adult children arrested for their alleged part in it. Today, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office has confirmed the 58-year-old mother, Patricia Martinez, has died. Last Thursday, she was found in such shockingly poor health, doctors worried she wouldn't make it. And sadly, that has been the case. Alicia Barrera joins us live from the newsroom with what happens now.
Good afternoon, Ursula. Although it was initially said the charges of the 3 suspects could be upgraded, today during a virtual press conference, Sheriff Javier Salazar says charges will remain the same for all 3 of Martinez's children. 37-year-old Oscar Dominguez, 24-year-old Roxana Carrero, and 18-year-old Pedro Carrero each remain booked under an $85,000 bond and face 1 count of injury to a disabled individual causing serious bodily injury. Martinez was hospitalized Thursday when doctors explained she was so weakened she probably would not live. She did die Saturday afternoon due to her medical condition. All 3 adults were living with their mother, had allegedly received training to care for her, and were likely receiving benefits, according to Sheriff Salazar.
The suspects had received some sort of training from the state that they were supposed to try to administer some of the treatments at home. Between treatments where she was going to be taken in. And then they were supposed to log in the treatments on an iPad that was provided to them by the state as well to keep track of her treatment. But my understanding is that none of it was tracked.
Sheriff Salazar says if homicide investigators find more evidence that would link the 3 adults to murder, charges for each individual could then be upgraded. Sheriff Salazar says 2 providers are also being investigated. Those are Alamo City Dialysis and Magnolia Hospice Services, as they did make note of several signs of neglect, including Miss Martinez showing up to her medical appointment with no shoes and only a t-shirt. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
A very disturbing story. Thank you for the update. The search continues for a 14-year-old suspect who fled Bexar County deputies last week. Today, we have learned that teen's father has been arrested. 48-year-old Mike Fuentes is accused of helping his son evade arrest on Friday. It all happened during a stolen vehicle chase that ended at Ingram Park Mall. One 14-year-old who was involved was arrested inside the mall. The other teen, however, managed to leave the mall and went to a nearby business where he then called his dad for help. The sheriff's office says Fuentes took the teen a spare set of clothes and helped him leave that business. This all unfolded Friday afternoon after a call for a shooting in a neighborhood near Petranco and Grossenbacher. That's where deputies ran into the teen suspects and the chase began. BCSO is asking anyone who knows anything about that teen's whereabouts to call their office. Their number 210-335-6000. They say that teen should be considered armed and dangerous.
San Antonio firefighters now trying to figure out the cause of a fire that happened at a Southside motel. It happened this morning at around 6:30 at the Rainbow Motel. It's on South Presa near East South Cross. Guests woke up to see this, all the smoke and flames, but everyone got out to the parking lot even before the fire crews arrived. Crews were able to contain the fire to just the one building, but they still aren't sure how it happened. No one was hurt.
Take a quick look at Transguided and your evening commute here on Monday. Looking at US 90, Loop 1604 over there on the northwest side. Looks like we have some police activity there on the side of the road, slowing things down. We'll keep an eye on that. But for now, Let's continue on. Even more, before the first football is snapped this high school football season, opposing schools are teaming up to take down hunger. Each year since 2016, high school football teams in and around the San Antonio area have dedicated their week one game to fighting hunger by participating in a competition called Peanut Butter Bowl. Max Massey has a story.
Whether you gather 100 or 100,000 jars, we're all going to do our best to be a part of this and make this thing successful.
Jar after jar has been donated over the years. Since its inception, the Peanut Butter Bowl, organized by Very Bold Ministries, has collected 95,000 jars of peanut butter. This high school football competition continues to expand and continues to gain momentum each and every year.
It's something that's a great thing that happens here in the San Antonio area, and now it's spreading all over the place.
It's easy to help out. Schools collect donations of peanut butter and funds to donate to a local hunger relief organization, an organization like the San Antonio Food Bank.
We thought that as people went back to work, it might moderate down to that 60,000 individuals a week, and it's 100,000 now. It took a dip, and now it's back up. Just with inflation and the expenses around us, we're seeing, and in some ways, record numbers for a non-pandemic time.
The need for families in and around our community is still super high, so donating just one jar of peanut butter can go really far.
It's a protein, but it's something we don't see donated. So the opportunity for high schoolers and their families to donate peanut butter, and then during a peanut butter kind of competition, I call it a compassion competition, it's awesome, right?
The Peanut Butter Bowls go from August 25th to the 27th, so get your jar and help a local family. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Now that peanut butter can be donated at our KSAT Pigskin Classic that's happening at the Alamo Dome on August 27th. Tickets are selling and there's still time to purchase them, but you have to make sure you get your seat at the KSAT Pigskin Classic.
It's all happening this weekend at the Alamo Dome. If you can grab your phone right now and scan the QR code you see on your screen there, it will take you right to our website where you can find all the information that you'll need. Tickets are $20 at the box office, but you can save some cash by purchasing in advance at Las Palapas, where they are $15.
Or you can also purchase your tickets for $8 from the athletics department of your school's your students' participating school. The Pigskin Classic is Saturday, August 27th. Once again, pregame starts at 11 a.m. Scan the code for information on parking, Alamo Dome policies, and how to be a part of the KSAT Insider Watch Party. I'm going to be at that. We hope to see you there.
Big doings this weekend.
Stick around, there's more we're covering on the news at 5, including some changes that are in store for car sales and for consumers who want to buy them, how the proposals are going to help people purchasing vehicles, and what you can do if you're on the hunt right now.
Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. We have seen the busloads of asylum seekers arriving in New York City, in the nation's capital. Well, tonight, Jesse DeGollado shows you one of the places along the border where that last leg of their journey into the U.S. began. It's a small shelter at Eagle Pass that tries to discourage migrants from going, but seldom can they. Check out that story at 6. Plus, see something, say something, but to who? In a new KSAT Explains, we're taking you to the Southwest Texas Fusion Center. It's a collaboration of agencies working to identify potential threats. But it's not just officers here. The work this team does day in and day out, mostly behind the scenes. KSAT Explains it a lot more today on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Thank you so much, Myra. Buying a new or a used car is a pretty big deal. After all, that's a lot of money. And sometimes it can be a frustrating process, too. Now the Federal Trade Commission is working on some new rules that they say are going to help you. Until then, 12 on your side's Marilyn Morris looks at how to avoid some common mistakes.
Ever shaken hands on a car deal only to realize you'd been taken for a ride? Now the Federal Trade Commission is proposing new rules to protect consumers from questionable tactics. One thing they would ban, not disclosing the full price of a car when you ask.
Until then, you're going to want to get as much information in writing from the dealer as possible. Ask for an itemized out-the-door price.
including for add-ons that have already been installed on that car that is apparently the last one in stock. Sound familiar?
Under the new rules, you would not have to pay more in order to purchase the vehicle. But until then, you need to negotiate with a dealer and try and get those extras taken off.
According to the FTC, about half of a dealer's profit on a new car and about a third on a used car comes from extra financing, leasing, or services fees. So check the paperwork and do the math.
If there is an extra that you want to buy, negotiate the price on that and don't fall for unnecessary extras.
Like nitrogen-filled tires, Consumer Reports has seen charges as high as $495, but one company says dealers should charge $8 to $12 for a fill. And how about when you go to pick up the car only to be told there was a mistake? The car was sold and the only one left is more expensive.
It's the classic bait and switch, and in most states it's illegal. It's at least an unfair trade practice, and it's your sign that you should walk away from this dealership.
The National Automobile Dealers Association says deceptive practices should be dealt with, but the proposed rule is unwarranted and would harm consumers. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Adam, a sight for sore eyes out there. Rain, widespread rain.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, this is good. We really like this view. You can see looking off to the northwest from Crossroads, I-10 and 410. Some good dark clouds and even some rain shafts off in the distance. And I do anticipate a beautiful time lapse from that camera as the showers continue to build southward and then gradually drift eastward. We'll start off to the west. You can see Del Rio area. These areas of heavy rain just slowly drifting eastward right along and around Highway 90, especially moving through Uvalde. Now, I've turned off the lightning because it can clutter up the screen a little bit, but there is some lightning and thunder within these showers and thunderstorms, but nothing severe. That's the key. We're not looking at any really high winds, just the potential for some flash flooding. So, for example, this heavy downpour right here, moving over Medina Lake into Rio Medina, this is a very heavy downpour. You could get a quick couple of inches out of this slow-moving heavy rain. That's the thing. It is moving so slowly that it really helps it accumulate pretty quickly. So these are moving to the east at about 15 miles per hour. Rio Medina at about 5:42, Taft High School, what's left of it at 6:08, and Brennan High School at about 6:15 p.m. But let's get locally here. Now on the far west side of town, parts of central San Antonio as well within 410. We have these heavy downpours that have just recently developed because the outflow boundary just moved through. And even behind it, we're still seeing this activity here. Helotes up to Gray Forest, up to I-10, even stretching into Bernie, Fair Oaks Ranch. And this is some of the most recent development on the north side of town, right along 1604. We have all that construction in place, some heavy rainfall. So the evening commute, I think, is going to be impacted by this rain in pockets and parts of San Antonio. Madison High School on 1604 east of 281. Before you get to I-35, some heavy activity, then even down into Alamo Heights, Terrell Hills. And this stuff isn't moving a whole lot. I mean, you look at the animation over the past hour, and this just popped up. I mean, this recently popped up downtown. So this is a still developing situation. As that outflow boundary hits, these showers develop and then they drift eastward. So, for example, this shower right here on the far east side of town, drifting eastward, east-northeast at about 15 miles per hour. Again, very slow moving. That would bring it to Garden Ridge at about 5:34. Santa Clara area at about 6:09 and about Forest Park at about 6:14 p.m. There's going to be more development, but it's one of those situations where, you know, obviously it's not raining everywhere, so there's going to be some neighborhoods getting a lot more than others. Total rainfall so far, we'll quickly take a broad look at this. We'll wait until 6 o'clock to really zoom in. But basically where you see those darker greens, that's already over an inch of rainfall. Again, we'll keep you updated, have the latest at 6. Flash flood watch, or I should say a flood watch, is in effect through 1 p.m. tomorrow. So be careful on the roadways. I mean, this is what we need, but rain chances stay up in that scattered category, basically intermittently, day and night possibly, through Thursday. Okay, this is the pattern we need. Just watch out and exercise caution on the roadways. And this weekend, those rain chances fall off. So one of the factors here is a weak cold front that's dropping in. See those temperatures behind it? Of course, some rain cool there in the 70s. Out ahead of it, 100 degrees. And that front's going to stall and keep those rain chances elevated through the night, scattered activity, and then off and on through the day tomorrow. Still that about 50 to 60% coverage across our area. 75 in the morning tomorrow, up near 90 briefly in between some of those showers, and then upper 80s to near 90 for high temperatures through these elevated rain chances on Thursday, and then into the weekend we get back into the 90s, but we're not talking 100. This is exactly what we need for the aquifer right now.
Absolutely. Beautiful sight for sore eyes. Thank you.
All right, Greg, it appears the Cowboys have a new threat in their kick game.
Yeah, this is a special teams bonanza here, and they actually have a name for it, Turpentine. When we come back, we're talking about Cavante Turpin. Their new kick returner also wants to be a wide receiver, and an adjusted value now in for the Dallas Cowboys. You won't believe what they're worth coming up.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
They are calling it Turpentine, what the new Dallas Cowboys kick returner Cavante Turpin was able to do against the Chargers in Los Angeles over the weekend in the 32-18 victory. Show off his lightning quick speed. The former TCU Horned Frog was able to return 2 kicks for touchdowns. The first was this kickoff, when he was able to bring that back 98 yards to the house, and the second one was a punt return. He was able to bring back 86 yards. 2 kick returns in one game for touchdowns, rare. But Turpin came through, and after the game was asked which one was easier for him.
I say the kickoff return. I say it was easy because all I had to do was just weave. But the second one, the punt return, I say I did a couple moves, try to, show everybody like what I can. I know I can stick and move, Just trying to show everybody what I can do.
All right, the Cowboys will wrap up their preseason this Friday when they host Seattle at 7 p.m. in AT&T Stadium. With the recent sale of the Denver Broncos for a whopping $4.65 billion, Forbes magazine has adjusted its values in other NFL teams, including the Dallas Cowboys. According to Forbes, the Cowboys have become the first NFL franchise to be worth $8 billion and is considered the most valuable sports franchise in the world. Part of that adjustment that was figured in was the fact the Cowboys did $1 billion in revenue. First team to accomplish that. No question the Cowboys brand is known worldwide. And it looks like who's back here? 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady has returned to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after his excused absence from training camp. He took 11 days off for what Pro Football Talk is reporting to be spending time with his wife and family at a vacation resort in the Bahamas that was planned before his unretirement announcement. 45-year-old will open against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Looks like the Houston Texans have found their number 2 wide receiver after Nico Collins' performance in the Texans' 24-20 preseason victory over the defending Super Bowl champs last week. He and quarterback Davis Mills have a connection, and that was never more evident than on that touchdown pass to end the first half with just 48 yards on 4 catches.
Nico's a big target with a lot of talent, and we want to get him in those type of situations. We continue to run the ball well. If we run the ball well, we'll get more one-on-one situation for Nico. And as I say, he's got length. He can catch the ball. It's a big play by him there. He's capable of making a lot of plays like that.
All right. The Texans wrap up their preseason by hosting the 49ers on Thursday at 7:15. And keep in mind, Collins is in the same draft class as that young man right there, Mills, back in 2021.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
You got it.
We'll be right back.
We have a new flash flood warning, which is in effect for Del Rio and surrounding communities immediately around Del Rio. That is until 8:30 p.m. Already a few inches of rain, with another inch possible. A heavy rain continues to develop in parts of San Antonio. A complete and comprehensive update coming up after World News Tonight at 6. We'll see you then.